Hello and welcome to the Carry First Africa Cup Finals.
Oh my god, after 1v1! But right now the kills are coming in! 3v2! Right in 3v1! 3v2! Oh my goodness! So far! Oh my god!
Viva la Delta!
My name is Brian Beathy. My gamer tag is Sway in the game. I am the owner, the manager, and the coach to Delta Esports. Delta Esports was formed as a clan, an in-game clan. In the game, there is a provision for clans, where as teammates, as friends, you come together, create a clan. There's a master for the clan. There's 2 vice masters. So it started as a clan. I wasn't one of the founders. There were founders that I found there. We initially played as a clan, not as an esports team. So we participated in East Africa Clan League. We won a couple of times. Then after that, the clan started to disintegrate. There are like priorities for people. There are people with jobs, high school, even the founder had something else to do. So the clan started to die out. So in itself, after that, I decided to start the esports team from Delta, from the ashes of Delta. I picked up, Storm was there when Delta was still a clan.
My name is Kelly Moirori, known as Storm in the Delta Esports clan. I joined Delta in 2020, around July, August there. I was invited by my friend to join for the clan. And later, after 2020, we had to go back to school, so I couldn't play. Plus, I didn't have a good device to play.
So I picked him up. I picked up also the players who were still there. I started forming it into an esports and officially entered the esports scene in January 2024. We major in multiplayer in the Call of Duty mobile game. We play regional tournaments, local tournaments, and we participate in the Tier 2 scene in the African community, and we are looking to enter into the Tier 1 scene. Delta Esports was established in January 2024 as a restructure of the Delta clan, which was established in 2020. So after the establishment of Delta Esports, we've been building it, and right now it stands as the second best team in Africa after the recent achievement that we made in the Carry First Africa Cup tournament that was hosted on 23rd November. We were able to emerge the runners-up to the tournament, and consequently we are right now considered the second best team in Africa. So since January, we've just been playing regional tournaments, local tournaments, and scrims, training daily. So even the achievement that we made, it didn't just come out of nowhere. It's sweat, it's hard work, playing every single night. Sometimes you find there's less players, there's school to work with, there's other things to juggle. So availability was also a challenge, but we'll still go through it. And as of now, Delta Esports stands stronger because I didn't give up on the clan. I decided to form it into the esports team, and the history of Delta still lives on.
Delta Esports is a team that I was familiar with, and also it's passionate. Like, it has passion because our manager is resilient and is persistent. Like, he does not give up easily.
Esports is a form of sport that is played online in the form of gaming. So esports encompasses many different games, from Call of Duty Mobile to FIFA to Dota to every other game that you can think of, even Subway Surfers and the like. These games, you can play it casually, but esports comes in when you start playing it competitively.
Sometimes I can sit down and watch people play competitive like online, and I was like, I want to like involve myself in such a competitive scene where I can showcase my skills and my talent, my hard work, so that I can go against players who also have the passion to play competitive as I.
It's like football, but you play it in the game that you're used to it. Yeah, it's more so competitive, the competitive version of the games. So that's what is esports in a narrower version. For Call of Duty Mobile, it's a free-to-play game that you can download in the App Store, the Play Store, and it comprises of Battle Royale and multiplayer. We major in multiplayer. It's a 5v5 game. There's different modes you can play: Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, Control, Domination, and other different modes, with different objectives and different gameplays, different strategies. Football, it's more defined in that there is a process you can follow, but there is no school that is going to come to you and tell you, I can teach you to be like, you can pay school fees and like come and be taught how to be a manager or a coach in Call of Duty Mobile. That comes from being a player. You must have been a player, which I was from 2020 up to 2024. I've been playing. I played competitive for a while, but I opted out because of certain challenges, especially my device. But I decided to come back as a coach, because even though I couldn't make my dreams come true as like a top tier player, I'm still a top tier player, but like I don't play that much. But I looked at the possibility of creating a team where I can mentor other players and they can achieve what I wasn't able to achieve. So it requires experience, years of experience. It requires an analytical mind. You have to be very analytical and strategic in everything that you do. You have to sit through hours and hours of gameplay, go through it, review it, look at the reasons why your team is doing this, the reasons why your team is doing that. You also have to have a lot of knowledge on the game itself, and also its partner franchise, the Call of Duty League. I also watch that. You have to be like very conversant with these games. You have to watch them, you have to analyze them, you have to put in hours and hours of work. So I would say to be a manager in Call of Duty Mobile, it requires past experience as a player, experience as a manager, which you start to develop after you've created your team. You have to have a background of the game. You have to know the game in itself. You have to be one with the game. You have to know the spawns, the maps, everything in its entirety. The glitches, the places the players can exploit. You have to know everything about the game, so that it gives you an advantage against other teams as you play. You also have to have like certain qualities of a manager. You have to be responsible. You have to be resilient, because if I wasn't resilient, actually you wouldn't be seeing Delta.
Our manager is resilience and his persistence. Like, he does not give up easily.
As of March, the Delta Esports would have died out. But you have to be ambitious, you have to be resilient. You also have to be positive, not only to yourself. That positive mindset, pass it down to your players, so that every challenge they go through, they look at you and you are like a father figure. So they see you positive, and that positivity drops down to them, and they gain some newfound like energy. Even if they collect some challenges, like some defeats throughout the game. We've gone through so many defeats. Actually, there is a time Storm wanted to drop out from gaming because of his device, and actually we had been beaten really badly. We went against Cast and we were beaten, but like the way I was positive, I just talked to Storm and told him, there are challenges, there are certain moments that are coming, there are certain moments that you'll not be in a position that you wanted to, but that's supposed to make you stronger. So you have to have that mindset in yourself. You also have to have many other qualities that I can't list, but to be a manager, it's like a full-time job, and it requires dedication. To join Delta Esports, there is a process you have to go through. You have to submit your details to myself, the manager, or my assistant. After the submission, you have to go through a vetting process. You have to look at your gameplay, look at your history, your experience, and then after putting that into consideration, we'll put you in a game versus certain players. You go against them, and then we consider where we can position you in the teams and how we can build from there. I'm also a community leader in the Call of Duty mobile multiplayer scene. So there's the pro room section. There's a certain community I have where we host rooms and new players can come, can play, and then from there we scout players. We find the ones that can play also. Also, if there's people who want to hone their skills and want to indulge in the esports competitive scene, they can enter the community, they can play the rooms, continue growing and growing. And then after that, they can enter into the scene and become pro players. We considered the players that were there, and also we looked at Michael, of course, his achievements in the past.
Michael is a skilled player. He has experience, he has the gun skill, he has the mentality of a good player. So generally, like, having him as an in-game leader was a good choice, because maybe we did something wrong. He would say, no, do this. Maybe we've lost hope. You're like, no, you guys don't lose hope. We still have time. The game is not over yet. You can still do this. So yeah, I'll say Michael was a big additional step to our victory, like to become runners-up, because generally, like, he literally motivated us, knowing that you have like a skilled player next to you sitting with him. So you're sure, like, it builds up that confidence that you're going to win.
I talked to the guys and we agreed we'll do this and we'll train at this time. Even the ones in school, we made it work. We made a schedule and we came to build the team that participated in Carry First. I could list a lot of them, starting from Twix. He had to travel from Mombasa to Nairobi, which also we had to spend on that. His stay, he had to come and stay, so he stayed with me. There were challenges in terms of logistics, the travels and accommodation and stuff. Also, that was before we were accommodated at Riverside, before that. Then we also had challenges in the devices. Most of my players are on 60 FPS devices. Some of them are really low end. Even Silver, one of my players, his device like completely lags and shuts out. So that's a big challenge that we had. And we talked to a couple of companies, we sent some proposals. They didn't go through, so with time running out, we decided to hire from one of the vendors, the Home of Electronics. And they were actually happy to help us. They lended us some OnePlus 11s. They were really good and they helped us in the tournament. Even though we are going against Red Magics, which are like really overpowered in gaming, but we still put our best foot forward despite everything. So financially and in terms of devices, the headsets, coolers, even coolers we had to hire. The overall financial thing was just hard to deal with. And then the devices came 3 days before the ones we were hiring. So imagine someone like Twix is used to playing on iPad. He switches to a phone, which is like less screen size, and then there's the FPS stuff. It's really disorienting, and he actually adapted very well. I'm really proud of him because he did very well. And also the other players like Storm, adapting from 60 FPS to 120 FPS is really hard because your reflexes have to change. The game is smoother and faster. It's not like on 60 you feel like you're slow, so like you have to adapt your sensitivity and stuff. So it's really hard to also adapt. I think in the best case scenario, if you are like really optimal devices, the headsets, good network. I've seen also, that's another challenge, the network. I've seen we don't have servers, but servers is a long-term issue that can be solved as we continue to progress. But I think the best thing for now is like having a strong network. The same way I've seen Safaricom has some Wi-Fi packages for like businesses and stuff. I haven't seen them incorporate gaming. I think if gamers had an option to get faster Wi-Fi at good rates, it would really help the gamers. And I think even when we are playing online tournaments, it would actually help us. Even though we are not on the same ping, it's stable. That's what matters, because 80 versus 60 is better than 60 versus 120, 140. It's just jumping around. Even if you get 80, it's momentarily, and then it shoots up again. So that's another issue. There are many challenges we've gone through, and I'm really proud we got to where we are. I think even as an investor, you have to check like the background of the thing, the legitimacy of it, and I think the mobile companies in Kenya are not open to exploring, like taking risks per se. Because you look at Ghana, even their esports federation and everything, once you have achieved an international stage, they go all out. All the companies, they just want to help. But like we send proposals to the companies, but you see when you go to a company, they ask you for an appointment or they give you an email. You send the email, it's not, they don't give feedback. So you don't know if they read it or if they didn't read it. So I won't say there is ignorance, but there is a lot of issues facing the scene, and it's just hard. The first time I saw that Ghana was sponsored, I actually felt some sort of anguish, some jealousy, like a lot of emotions, because I'm like, we've achieved something really big, but they're getting recognized, and they even have better resources than us, and we are struggling, and then we are trying to go to the people in our country to help us, but we are being snubbed. So it was hard. Carry First did a very wonderful job, and actually I'm really proud of them, and I'm very grateful to them for hosting the tournament. But the only thing they could have made it equal was the issue of gaming devices. A Red Magic device cannot compare to a OnePlus 11. You can ask any tier 1 gamer, they actually know. Red Magic is very overpowered, and you look at the likes of Ruin and the like, you just look at their gameplay, it's really smooth, it has a cooler inside it, it's like there's no overheating compared to our devices. We had to hire coolers, so like the Red Magic phone is like something else, it's just out of this world. So having that is like an advantage over the opponents. It's like hacks. Actually, it's like legal hacks. You have your own customized iron sight and the likes. So I think maybe in the next edition they could provide the same devices for every player so that it's level playing field. And then also on the network issue, maybe they could fix that. But everything else, I think they did it perfectly. Even though they are majorly South Africans and Nigerians in the organization, I think they made a good decision. They sat down, they considered the appeal, and I'm really thankful to them for making an unbiased decision and for allowing us to proceed after we won it fairly and squarely 2 times. What drove me the most was the sacrifices we made and the passion I have for this team. That's what motivated me to fight through the appeal stage, like through everything. At first, I thought we actually had won. I didn't notice there was a player with another operator that wasn't his. But the bottom line was, rules are supposed to be set in a way that doesn't give anyone a competitive advantage. So looking at the gameplay, Storm only used the sniper. He knew he changed to a certain loadout that had a certain operator that is not supposed to be there. So after he noticed, he decided not to use it. And that in itself, it shows that it didn't give an competitive advantage, because actually we had four operators in that sense and the game was dying out. So meaning we were actually disadvantaged. So after that, I went and talked to the officials, because it was really a bad way to going out to a disqualification that didn't actually give you a competitive advantage. And I went through the whole rule set and I realized they actually had a section that said Carry First reserved rights to make decisions out of the rule set, provided that it doesn't give an unfair advantage to anyone and it gives a fair verdict. So looking at the situation, it was very unfair for us to go out for something that we didn't use. And in the rule set, they didn't say it was equipping. They said changing.
I was totally disappointed in myself until he came out to me. He said, no, it's okay. It's not fair, because when we won the game, they told us we won. But when we reached to our hotel, they're saying that we have lost. So he was like, no, it's not fair. We're going to fight for this. So apart from me being disappointed, he's the one who brought me up. He told me it's okay. I don't have to worry about anything. People seen us as underdogs of our strength in power. You are before even the tournament started, you knew people will say we are underdogs, we'll not win the tournament, we'll not even get close. So we use that as a strength power, so that when we go to the tournament, they see this is a small team, but after the tournament starts, we can show them that we really deserved to be in that scene, and we're at the same level as them, or even better as them.
I told them, I know we don't have the devices, I know we don't have the finances or everything to give us the best resources, but we have the gameplay, we have the skills, we have the resilience, we have the ambition, we can make it work. And for me, my mindset is that when you play at a disadvantage, when you get to a level playing field, you have an advantage, because you're used to your phone being slow. So you have to adapt. When you adapt to the pace of the game, you become more advantaged. So after that, I told them, just don't focus on the disadvantages, focus on your gameplay, focus on honing in on your accuracy, your strategies, work on the strategies, develop good chemistry with your teammates, will surely win.
From that Ghana game, the one he got disqualified, the replay, we had totally gave up because we were 2-0. And you are nah, this is done, you're going home. But we told to ourselves that we should not lose focus. We should just keep focused that you're going to win. So that brought you should not give up at any instance, that even if you see your next step you're going to lose, you should not give up. You should do everything that you do, you should do it with your full heart without giving up.
After we came back from that DQ, I told them this is a new opportunity. So when you go out there, play your hearts out, make sure you give it your best. Even if you're losing, even if anything is happening, maintain composure. You have the chemistry, you've been playing together, you know each other. Just take a deep breath, reanalyze, look at where you're going. Just slow down the gameplay in itself. Slow down, just look at the game and the flow of the game. Look at where you're going wrong, correct it, and then start playing as a team. I've seen the gameplay of the winners. I know where we went wrong. I analyzed the gameplay hours on end. I went through it time and again, so I know where to correct. Also, I realized having a squad train together builds up the chemistry. Our team was together for like, let's say 1 month. NXG has been playing together for a while. If I would have like maybe filled my team that are usually used to playing together and on good devices, I'm pretty sure I would have won that. Also, I've come to realize the strength of a Red Magic phone against any other brand or any other phone. It's just on its own entire level, and it's like an advantage in every single aspect. Also, I've realized social media is a big aspect that we need to capitalize on. We need to put ourselves out there. Also, apart from that, I've realized the consistency is something else we need to work on. The availability and training every day. We need to continue with the same attitude.
Even if you lost, it was lessons that you had to learn, because you cannot always win all the time. There's some days that you can lose, there's some days that you're supposed to win. So it really taught me like hard work, persistence, and to never give up.
So I'm very proud of my players. I'm proud of everyone that helped. I'm proud of the whole team in itself. I'm proud of also the players from CZ. I'm proud of CZ, the organization itself. I'm proud of the whole of Kenya for like the people who came to support us. What you achieved, despite it being short of what we went there to get, is a big stepping stone, and it's a milestone in the coming race. We are not giving up. We are going to come back stronger. We'll surely win the next one.
Right now we are joining, like we are now engaging ourselves fully with the comp scene, because our name is like known in the entire Africa. So now we are, every single tournament that we hear, we enter, we participate, so that we can grow the name, and we can grow also our skills, our mindset.
Our future is looking really bright, considering the statement we made. Upcoming tournaments that we're going to feature in, we're looking to post good numbers, and also the next edition, we're looking to bring back the trophy to Kenya. That's a sure bet. Also, in terms of, we are working on putting ourselves out there, our social media. We're working on winning more tournaments. We're working on building the community. Right now, more gamers are more interested in the game because of the statement we made, and they actually saw that esports is a really rewarding category. It's not just casual. If you put your time and hard work into it, it surely pays. So Delta, we're looking to enter the tier 1 scene. We're looking to dominate. We're looking, if the Olympics come, we're looking to represent Kenya for the Carry First also. We're also looking at the World Championships. If they give Africa a spot, we're surely going to put ourselves out there in Ghana for the sport. Esports is a very big genre that is growing, and it's something that's going to create more careers, and it's going to be very rewarding in the coming years, not only for the gamers, also for the investors and the sponsors. Because looking at even the prize pools that are being dropped, it's very significant. It's not every day that a 20-year-old like me stumbles upon like 60 or 80K just because he won in a game. It's like, it's another career that's like a hobby. It's like a side hustle, but something big. It's not every 20-year-old that gets to win that kind of money. So it's a very lucrative area. And even in the upcoming tournaments, even the online ones, there's one for like 800K prize pool. So looking at the numbers, it's something that's very rewarding, and it's very worthy of putting your time and hard work into it, and it will surely pay out.
If you're a parent, don't like usifungilie like your child to not participate in such things, because maybe in the future it can become their career, and it can change the family. They weren't supportive at first, because I used to play like at night. You know, you have to talk with your teammates. I used to shout a lot, So my mom was like, no, keep that down or else I'm gonna take your phone. But after seeing the Carry First, she's supportive now. She's like, continue doing this. It's a good like side hustle, a good career. I never knew like it was like something big.